the Halaltrip podcast.
Assalamualaikum and welcome to another episode of the Halaltrip podcast. You're listening to me, Hazira, and today we have a very special guest. We have Roziana Faith.
Wow, how you know my full name, ah?
Kita research lah.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, actually Faith is just a branding name.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
it started off as a Facebook name and I was like helping out in Islamic events. So Rozi Faith lah, I like the name Iman. Then I make it English a bit, so Rozi Faith. Then the name termelekat sampai sekarang. So that now that I'm a real estate agent, right? Yeah, I can speak mixed, right?
Boleh.
Yeah. So now that I'm a real estate agent, I brand myself as Rozi Faith lah. So, but I'm surprised you all know my full name. Wow.
I don't know. Our producer gave us this name. Is
Okay.
it supposed to be private and confidential?
No.
Okay,
Yes.
so Roziana Faith, okay? But I want to ask you, can I call you Faith? Because I love the name Faith.
Most people call me Rosie only.
City Faith, how are you doing?
It's okay. People call me Kak Rosie lah.
Okay,
Just yeah.
Rosie. So I we call Kak Rosie or Rosie?
You're very much younger than me, right?
Yes.
No, laugh to
sorry,
you, laugh
Kak
to you. Shoot lah, y'all.
Okay. Kak Ross. Okay, Kak Rosie.
Okay.
Kak Rosie.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off with you first. Actually, I want to ask you, macam, are you like fully Malay?
Shall I say yes or no? Okay, there is a lot of mixed parentage in me lah. Yeah, like my father's side, there's like Dutch, Chinese and all that. And then my mom's side, there's Bugis and so Rojak. But in Singapore, we are all categorized under Malay.
Malay.
Yeah. So but people always ask me whether I'm a convert or mualaf, right? Yeah. So my answer to that is that no, I'm not. Of course, I'm not. Yeah, but because of the schools I attended, I guess. Yeah.
Like what?
Okay, I attended schools with very few Malays.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way I speak, right, is not like buat or
Very
something.
Chinese guys.
Yeah. Maybe because I can speak Mandarin, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah, but I cannot read and write lah. Alhamdulillah, I can
Right.
just
Converse.
speak it. Yeah.
Converse, right. Okay, because you sound very Chinese. I was like, is she a mualaf?
I know, like when.
Actually, you also look like mualaf.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the father side lah got Chinese a bit. Yeah.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
apart from whatever that we are supposed to talk about
Yes.
today. But anyways, Kak Rosie here is a property agent or a real estate agent. So she is here to tell us a bit more about, I think like within our age, like within the group of 20 years old to 30 years old, like the Gen Z and millennials area, we are very much, I think we're pretty much worried whether or not we're able to afford a house. You know, how is house hunting in Singapore, and like what should I prepare, even before I get married, macam like how do I make sure that I have a house in the future, right? So I think that's why we invited Kak Rosie here to share with us a bit more on like getting a house in Singapore. Maybe you can share a bit more about how you became a property agent also.
Yeah, first and foremost, okay, sorry, I forgot to thank all of you for having me here. Yeah, it's such an honor. And speaking to this target audience, I would say is something very close to my heart, like actually. Yeah, because I was a former educator, right? I lectured in a Republic Polytechnic. Yeah, and I've kind of like witnessed people making the wrong moves many a time. Yeah, not only youngsters but elderly as well. Yeah, so okay, the thing about buying a house in Singapore, right, is that yes, it's getting more and more expensive, right? But somehow with the increase in the income quantum, the government is also very mindful of the increase in cost of living and all that. So with all the government grants, right, and they have 3 different types of grants actually for first time buyers. Yeah, so the most important thing, right, is for you to really do up your calculations properly. Yeah, and that's where we real estate consultants come in. Yeah, we will actually make sure that you do your calculations properly and thoroughly, and we take it upon ourselves to be more I would say be more careful, especially with first time buyers, because if you make the wrong move, right, your first property, right, it has got serious implications down the road. Yeah, I've served this young couple. They were already staying in their first house and they didn't consult me when they bought that house, so it was at their 5th year mark, right? And then when I did their calculations, because 5 years HDB you can sell already, right? Yeah, so they contacted me, and then when I did their calculations, they were actually experiencing a loss. So can you imagine, young couple in their late 30s lah. Yeah. So they bought it in their mid 20s and then they were in their late 30s. Early 30s. Yeah. So they both of them had about like 130,000 worth of CPF OA money in the house already. Okay, so imagine a husband, wife work very hard already, then 130 inside the house. So when they wanted to sell it, when I did their calculations for them, it turned out that they had they were experiencing a negative sale, meaning right, when they sell their house, they won't get back their 130,000. They will actually get back less than that. Yeah, so they are negative for 70,000. So it's 130 minus 70. So they get back only 50,000 to move on to the next house. Yeah, so how did that happen? So first time buyers, they tried BTO many times. They couldn't, so they wanted to buy resale, and they happened to have bought the wrong resale. Yeah, the resale that they bought was an aging flat, and it was like really very old. So their decision making was based on the fact that they just want to stay near parents. Their parents in Woodlands across the road. They just want to be near parents, more convenient, very used to the environment. Both also been staying in Woodlands.
Yep.
Yeah, so because of that bad move, I would say, they experienced a loss. But for this couple, right, they were very forward sighting from then on. They were telling me that, okay, Kak Rozi, now right, negative already, right, we're going to make sure we earn back the money. So if their parents support, right, alhamdulillah, they actually move on to a better property after that. They move on to a condo actually. Yeah, the condo that they bought, of course, you need cash lah.
Yeah.
So when they sold their HDB, they didn't profit, they didn't make money, but with the help of their parents, they move on to a condo. And I'm just so happy that now, right, less than 3 years into buying that condo, right, on paper, they've already made like 200,000 because they bought that condo like at about 900,000 and now it's worth 1.2 million at least.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how we help young couples, whatever situation they are in, right, to make better decisions lah. Yeah, and actually, right, for the record, young people, when they approach me, right, to buy a house, I would always ask them, no, adik dah try BTO belum? Because to me, right, just go for BTO. You young guys, young people, go for BTO. BTO is the way to go.
That's
Okay?
right. That's
yeah,
right.
but if you really cannot, like some people, their living arrangements, they are sharing a room with their siblings, and then the wife cannot move in with the husband also cannot.
Just cannot wait lah for the BTO to
correct.
rise.
Yeah, the next one, as we speak today, right, the next one that is going to be ready is in 2025 or even later, right? So some people just can't wait. So that's where consultants like us come in. We not only just help to go shop around, choose houses for you. Yeah, it's the calculations and it's the planning of what's next and how long you want to stay in that first house. Yeah, because like I mentioned, right, your first house has got implications down the road as to what's going to be your second house and how are you going to retire. Yeah, retire fully.
It really is like the long run. It's not about like what's your next house. Full stop. No, right?
Correct.
It's much like how you get a profit from it and everything.
Yeah, and also some young couples, right, they tell me, okay, they're just going to stay in this house. They buy this house, first house, they're not going to move. Okay, my answer to that, right, would
Don't
be,
do that.
yeah, I mean, do consider lah.
Yeah,
Because you know why? First house, if you just stay there, you take a 25 years loan, so you must continue paying for 25 years, then you finish paying lah. Long gone are the days where it's like our grandparents or even some of our parents they bought their house so cheap within 25 years, right, they can really finish paying. Now it's not the case. For you to achieve a debt-free retirement, you want a fully paid house, right, you need to actually plan it in a manner where you make your first house, earn a lot of money for you, you move on to your second house, right, and maybe that second house is your fully paid house and that's it, no more moving. But for some people, or for majority of people that we encounter, right, is third house, then is a fully paid house lah. And you can shorten that whole period. Like I mentioned, right, you stay in your first house 25 years to finish paying, then know that, right? But if you move one time, you move two times, right, at least you shorten it to maybe 15 years. By the 15th year, right, you can have a fully paid house.
Wow.
Yeah, so at least move one time
Yeah.
to earn that money, okay, personal experience I feel 5 years you save money, no matter how much you save how hard you work and how you invest your money in Singapore, right, I think it's very hard for you to see a 6-digit figure in your bank account.
Correct.
Like you sell house, right, I mean, you sell your house, you go to sleep, then you wake up the next day, your bank account got 6-digit figure. Yeah, in 5 years. Yeah, and And of course, the question is after that, how do you make full good use of this money lah?
Yeah.
You know, so that it can further improve the economy of your family, you and
Correct.
your spouse.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes even for some of us, we still feel like macam the idea of buying a house and staying there fully with macam kira kan macam like what we're thinking of that, it's more on macam okay, I'm safe in this house, I don't want to move because I don't want to take risky steps.
Correct.
You know, I think that's not something that we are growing. That doesn't mean that, I mean, that means that we're not growing lah, basically, right?
Right, not progressing lah.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. I mean, but I do understand like the emotional attachment
Correct.
and like moving is really very tiring, right? But I guess, you know, you should actually have the mindset, right, that your this first house, right, is not going to be your final house. Yeah, and look forward to what you can profit from it. Treat the house as not just, I mean, okay, put yourself in the mindset of like, I'm not just a home buyer, but I'm also an investor. Yeah, I want to make my money work harder for me. Yeah, and that's how people progress. Some people, right, after they sell their first house, they can even buy 2 houses. You know, the husband buy one house, the wife buy another house.
Amboi.
Yeah, really. You know, Alhamdulillah, I'm just so happy to be serving like young couples, like in their mid-30s, right? I'm witnessing mid-30s already upgrade to, if their first property is an EC, then their second property, right, they are moving to a landed house. Yeah, and then some of them, like I said, they did this decoupling thing, right? The wife buy one house and the husband buys another house. Yeah, it's about planning your finances lah. But of course, you know, it must be within your means.
Yeah.
Yeah, within your affordability, and don't commit to something that is going to, you know, make you suffer in a lot of other areas, you know. Yeah, so this is something that responsible real estate consultants and advisors would actually help to look at all these aspects lah.
I
Yeah.
see. But you know, there are also some stories where, I mean, like as much as there are positives, there are also negatives, right? There are also some stories where, you know, people think that they can manipulate or they can take advantage of the system where they experience loss instead.
Yeah.
What are some of the stories that you have?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, none of my clients came back to me crying like that. But yesterday, coincidentally, somebody called me and said that she sold her 4-room HDB after it has fully MOP and is in a very good location. It's walking distance to Waterway Point, and then she committed herself to a new launch condo somewhere in Pasir Ris, and now, right, she's very worried because of the increase in interest rates, which means every month she has to pay more. Yeah, so my immediate question was, okay sis, did your previous client ensure that you have reserves to tie over, like how many years reserves do you have, like your CPF and your cash, right? How many years reserves do you have if you don't work, you know? Would you still be able to finance it? So Alhamdulillah, the previous agent did a good job in doing that, but some agents don't do that. Yeah, but for her, right, she's still worried, she's still anxious. To her, it's like, you know, now she has reserves, but because the interest rates increase, right, so she has to top up more every month, and that's not something that she's comfortable with. She says that, you know, she has 3 kids, she still wants to go holidays and all that. Yeah, so all this, right, all these thoughts should have been dealt with before you actually commit lah. So now she says that, you know, she still actually dream about her HDB. She can't wait to like move back to HDB. But then now there's a policy, after you sell condo, right, you cannot move back to your HDB within the next 15 months. You have to like rent somewhere first or stay with someone, relative, you know, or if you have an extra house somewhere, then you can move back to a HDB. That is making her even more worried lah. Yeah, she's wondering, like, you know, when can she move back to a HDB lah. Yeah.
But now she's in a condo.
Yeah, she's in a condo and it's less than 3 years. She doesn't want to sell it yet, because when you sell condo under 3 years, right, there is this thing called the seller stamp duty that you
Right.
must pay. Yeah, then even if she sells it, she cannot move back to a HDB within the next 15 months. It's this cooling period that the government imposed. Yeah, so she has got to wait until after 15 months, then she can move. Unless right, the condo seller, right, is above 55 years old. Yeah, so if the condo seller is above 55 years old, right, then straight away can move to a HDB after you sell the condo.
Right. So there are I think it's crazy that I'm listening to so many jargons. So like not jargons, like so many, not in a bad way.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
so many, like there are so many schemes in the whole housing property agent, the whole macam housing laws in Singapore, and it's almost impossible for you to keep up on all of them, especially when you're not within the industry, right? So that's why
Correct.
it's so important to macam reach out to a property agent or a real estate agent to just make sure that you understand that whatever that you do has implications lah, like what you say, right?
Yeah, actually, property agent and real estate agent same lah.
Is it same?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's used interchangeably. Yeah,
Okay.
but I think these days, right, we brand ourselves as real estate consultants because it's really a consultancy that we're working on. But I must say that there are some agents, right, who are not able to play that consultant role lah. Yeah, maybe because they just choose to focus on like
Money making.
no,
Tak, bukan eh.
they choose to focus on just selling, you know,
Right.
just focus on selling and yeah, some, I mean, it's really like different portfolios, you see.
Yeah.
Like some people really like to be a consultant and take care of people's property portfolio. Like, you know, you stay with me, I give you a blueprint. Like that's what my team and I do, right? We really plan and okay, what's your next step? 5 years goals, 10 years goals. We really journey through with our clients. But some just focus on, like I mentioned, just selling and yeah, some of those who probably like station in new launches, like, you know, they are keen to like boutique salespeople. Yeah, but I'm not saying that those people who are there also can't be consultants lah. Yeah, there are amongst those who are also consultants. Yeah.
It's a bit scary because I don't know why, but for a really long time I've been feeling like, oh, property agents, they just want your money.
I know that's the stereotype
Yeah.
also. Yeah, before I became an agent, my husband also like, are you sure you want to do this? You know, the industry is known to, you know,
Be very vigorous,
Yeah.
even among other agents,
Yeah.
and also having people to trust you is also another thing.
Yeah, but the good thing now is that, right, we have this thing called the CEA, the Council for Estate Agencies, or is it Council for Estate Agents? Yeah, CEA lah. Yeah, it's like a governing body that not say polices the real estate agents, but with the regulations and all that, right? They do pay attention to a lot of things that, you know, if we go out of the way, right? I mean, out of the way in a negative manner, then your license can be revoked. Yeah, when people
Okay.
complain and then you get like someone no, like you get what do you call that? Reminder letters and
Warning
warnings.
letter.
Yeah, correct. So I must say that today the real estate agents in the industry, we have progressed to quite a more competent level of it's not just pure selling and buying kind of. Yeah.
I have some questions, like more on physically, but then actually I'm quite interested, more importantly, like how do you feel right now in the real estate field?
Okay.
There's so many people
Yeah.
who are trying to be real estate agents.
And then there's celebrity agents.
there are also celebrity agents that
Yeah.
obviously they have an advantage and we can't
Yeah.
say anything about it.
Yeah.
And then there are also the younger ones who are as young as me and they are real estate agents. And I'm wondering, like, how do I trust, you know, these young agents that I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical of their motive.
Okay.
I can be skeptical of their motives, and like, yeah, I think generally it's just a very difficult playing field, and it almost feels like it's what do they call it? Free for all, not free for all, kan?
Free for all.
No, macam like
this
you
one is
only
your young
macam-
people lingo.
Nah,
Oh,
actually it's Call of Duty lingo, tak? It's a game.
Oh.
No, as in like macam, it's like one person against all. You know,
Oh,
like you're
okay.
thinking about yourself and like, you know, you have to meet your own KPIs for your own salary as well, right? So
Okay.
how is it like in the field?
Okay,
right
very
now?
good question. Okay.
Scary.
Okay, I entered the industry in 2016. It was also very coincidental lah. At first I have this license because I just like to study. So I studied and then I passed. I went for the exams and I passed the exams.
Wow, damn easy, yeah.
Not really.
Are you really smart? I think
No.
because you're very smart. That's why.
No, okay. There are two papers. One of the
Okay.
two papers, I had to do twice lah. But I'm a bookworm. I'm actually quite a nerd. I like to I was selling my first house, so I don't like to hear from people like you, skeptical real estate agents, all this, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to study. I'm going to attend the lesson, study, and okay lah, got exam. Okay, study already, right? So just go for it, right? Yeah. So I had the license, but I didn't use it. So my class agama friend was like, kau ada lesen, habis kau tak nak jadi agent.
Oh my god, she suddenly turned Malay lah. What the freak lah. Daripada Mu'al sampai ke Malay.
Then I said, yeah, don't want lah, because I was lecturing and all that. Then she was like, never mind, you just market yourself as a real estate agent. If you get leads, right, you let me do it, and then I give you the commission. I'll share 50-50. You don't want 5,000
with your friend.
Yeah, my friend.
Okay.
But then now I think she migrated already.
Okay.
Yeah, she's no longer doing it in Singapore lah. Yeah, then I was like, okay. So I just created a Facebook account, and then I announced to people, hey, I'm trying this out. And then Alhamdulillah, I had leads, right? And they are like people who knew me from Islamic events and my past lah. So I guess I was blessed to be given a chance to like reach out to people, but all I did was just Facebook account. Back then there wasn't any lead generation, there wasn't any boosting, all this don't have. Yeah, so I began to like it, and then from 2016 till now I've been a real estate agent lah. So the part where you ask about like it's very competitive and all that, right? I always believe that if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. You just continue to work hard, put in the effort, and enjoy the entire journey and your intention lah. Yeah, I think you can check out my IG. My intention has always been driven by like I would want to give like my grandparents, my parents a better life for whatever that they've. Yeah, so I feel that whatever you do, right, be it real estate or anything, what's the intention that is actually driving you? Yeah, so if you have a good intention, right, I think Allah will make it easy for you. I'm never like fearful of all these celebrity agents and all that, because to me, right, okay, you're a celebrity agent, you get to be millionaires, that's like good for you, alhamdulillah, but for me, every month, right, honestly, until today, right, every month, right, I really aim for like that amount to cover my cost of living and to contribute to whoever I need to contribute, and that's it. But alhamdulillah, again, with that kind of like low expectation, right, Allah always give more and more, and this is what I tell my associates as well lah, the young ones, right? Yeah, you just focus on the effort, the intention, right? Then you focus on the effort. Then the results, right? You just leave it to Allah, Yeah. If it's meant for you, it will really just be there for you. I don't think I do anything more special than others in terms of social media. I do social media marketing, right? Lead generation, my husband helps me, all this SEO optimization and blah blah blah, but really work within your means and the intention
just do the best you can lah, basically. What are your thoughts on with you being in the real estate field, macam coincidentally, you didn't intend to be in here at first, but what are your thoughts on, I'm hearing a lot of doing things for Allah and everything, which is really, really nice to hear, but is it right for us to be in this field because of how big the returns are? What are your thoughts about it?
Because of how big the returns are, actually after you minus all the marketing costs, all that, right, it's really just good enough, alhamdulillah, to okay out of 100% example out of the 6,000 commission, 6,000 commission, you need to deduct marketing costs, you need to deduct your operational costs like your transport and all that, and then from time to time, right, you will partner people, right, so you also share that commission. So after you minus everything, right, you realize that and also income tax, right, you realize that actually out of the 6,000, right, you will end up with sometimes half or even less than half. And then in this business also, we give a lot of gifts, and so it's all our marketing costs.
That's true.
So people always say, hey, agents get 2%, so much, but for some for some transactions, really you get to enjoy more, but majority of it, and it's becoming very expensive, like all these marketing platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. To pay these companies, like there's, okay, I think to name a few lah, there's Property Guru 99.co and all that. Those are platforms where consumers, home buyers, they actually go in to see your listings, right? Yeah, so it's actually very expensive. One time you boost, right, is a few credits, and one credit is actually a few cents. But every time you boost, right, it's 100 over credit. So every day you boost just for one
$1.
house, yeah, it will be like about 100. Yeah,
$100?
correct. And the 100 will last for like maybe 1 week, right? Yeah, but imagine if you have like 5 houses. Yeah, so marketing cost is really on the high. Yeah.
Okay, faham.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not really a whole glamorous job that we
Correct.
think it is.
So okay, those awards that we get
Apa ni this millionaire award ni? What is this?
Okay. So like we have the gold award, super gold award,
Yeah.
and ranking and millionaire award, right? Yeah, those are like the commissions those agents clock, right? For instance, if I get a gold award, then that means okay, everybody know that that month, right, Rosie hit at least 10K like that.
Okay.
But like I
10K
said,
off?
10K of commission.
Commission,
Yeah,
okay,
that means
okay.
our clients pay to the company,
Basically, your 2%, the 2% that you have
Correct.
garnered.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. But after that, right, company cut, and then come to us, we pay everything. Like I mentioned just now, marketing costs, transport,
right.
gifts, da 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 da. Then in the end, right, more often than not, right, it's like maybe half for some transactions. For other transactions, maybe it's more.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there is also income tax.
Right.
Yeah. So, and we don't have CPF, like employed people. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Those of us who are employed, right?
Okay.
You whatever salary you get, right? That's really for you to spend and for you to manage properly. And then you still have CPF back end, right? But for us, we don't have, and we also have to pay our medical account, our MA account, like CPF, there's OA, SAMA, right? MA we have to pay every month. If we don't pay, right, we can't practice, and our license is not going to be alive. Yeah.
It's to the T, yeah?
Yeah. So it's really a lot of things back end lah. Yeah.
Wow.
So okay, millionaire also their income tax very high.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's true, because like creating a relationship is not easy. Like creating a relationship with your clients are not easy. You have to macam bukan saka lah, much like in our words, like it's
What's
like to
saka?
saka is like macam
Is
macam
it Malay? Is it English word?
Actually,
Oh, okay.
wait,
Now
it's like
it's like you do you.
no macam tu macam like you coax the client, so like
Oh.
I give you this,
Oh,
I give you
okay.
that. You have to follow up with their birthdays, for example. Like clients have like you follow up with your clients' birthdays, or like your clients' anniversary or whatever, kan macam creating a relationship takes a lot of effort. And like what you say, you have to buy, not have to, macam like it's always great to buy gifts for them, and like your transportation is also another cost. People think that the 2% is your gaji, like
Yeah.
your salary, but actually all these things added up, it doesn't come out of your pocket. It has to come from somewhere, right? And it has to come from that 2% lah. Kan? So
Correct.
it really is not a clean slate, 2% for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, now I know what the millionaire award is.
Anyway, okay, there are not many will hit. I mean, okay, there are millionaire agents, but it's not easy to
Yeah. At first I was like, Dini millionaire? Gitu.
No,
That's right.
far from it. But Alhamdulillah also,
Uh-uh.
because with whatever more that you get, right, Allah will question you how you spend it, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it can be a test in itself.
Correct. Okay, that brought me back to earth. Anyways,
So cute.
what is the okay, like for young ones like me, at the age of 20 to 30, 24, everyone. I'm 24.
Okay, single.
Single.
Okay. I'll bear that in mind.
So when I talk to my friends, for those who are getting married, they like, dah beli BTO. Like we are asking like, how much you have in your CPF now?
Yeah.
It's like, you must have 20K each, apparently. I mean, like that's what I heard. 20K each in each of their CPF, and inshallah you'll get a BTO. Is that how it's like?
Okay, BTO, right? There are different price points, right? Yeah, yeah, it's based on your affordability lah. But yeah, I do know that some of you guys who are in uni, right, also already start applying. My cousin, both he and the fiance are in uni, local uni, and
Uh-huh.
they already started
Oh
applying.
my god.
Yeah, yeah. Then yeah, but they're also very industrious lah. They have their own candle business, and yeah, they work from time to time. Yeah, so that's with BTO. That's where, if you don't have that much to buy BTO, right, you might want to consider resale. Why? Because the government gives a lot of grants. Yeah, to
Oh,
buy a
okay.
4 room flat, the government gives you 80,000.
Okay.
80,000, and that's just one type of grant. Then there's also the parenthood housing grant. If you
Mm.
stay near your parents, that's
Mhm.
20k. So 80 plus 20, 100k. So
Mhm.
your CPF money not much, but you have this 100k coming in
Right.
already, right? Yeah, and then the third type of grant is called EHG, Enhanced Housing Grant. That one, right, it follows your salary scale. So if
Okay.
both you and your spouse or your fiance at this point in time, your combined salary is only like 5,000 or even lesser than that. Some people, right, 3,000. Then there's a table that you can refer to. Yeah, so the government gives that money as well. So in
Right.
totality, right, that's your head start lah. Yeah, then plus the loan.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
BTO is not always like the easy answer. Just get BTO,
You're
right?
right, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That okay, okay. So I think where all of you need to be very clear is that to buy a house in Singapore, right, a cash component plus your CPF, right, plus the grants that you are entitled to have,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're going for BTO, no grants, but the house is already subsidized. So again, cash, your CPF, and then the loan that you can take. And this loan, right, you have to apply for it. Currently, it's called the HFE. Last time it
Mm-hmm.
was HLE, now it's
Mm-hmm.
HFE. So when you apply this HFE, right, they will give you the results, how much loan you can get.
Okay.
Yeah, so these three components must find out lah. I mean, you must have these three components: cash, CPF, and your loan quantum. That being the HLE. Yeah, and then the additional part would be the grants. Yeah, the grants
Okay.
if you're buying a resale flat. Yeah, so you
Right.
see, these four components, right? Some people not sure how to calculate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, if you're going for BTO, right, no harm approaching a real estate agent as well. Yeah, a real estate consultant. We shouldn't be turning you away lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though BTO, right, we don't sell BTO to you.
Mm-hmm.
BTO you buy direct from HDB,
Mm-hmm.
but we are always happy to help you do the calculations,
Mm-hmm.
because we know that if you're happy with us, right, then 5 years later after your BTO MOP already, you will actually contact us. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Correct or not?
Correct, correct,
Yeah.
correct, correct. You're gonna be in trouble if you find them. And then but okay, I'm curious. So let's say you have, okay, what's a typical price? Okay, let's say a typical price for a BTO. Okay, let's say I'm with my significant other who's getting married. We're getting married, and then we want to get a BTO because we think that that's the easiest. And I mean, we all know that renovation for BTO is much cheaper than resale. And then usually these facilities or these houses come with facilities such as like, macam, let's say we have a child, then there are preschool underneath at the void deck and everything, right? So it's a lot easier lah, BTO. So what is the normal price for a BTO?
It depends lah, whether 4 room, 3 room, 4 room, 5 room, and then the area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so for BTO, right, it's a very user-friendly interface, HDB website.
Uh-huh.
You just key in BTO
Uh-huh.
HDB. Yeah, then they will come out on there. Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
it's like
okay.
that. Yeah. But if it's resale, that's the part where you need to do more work, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So that's where we come in as real estate consultants, lah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I see.
And anyway, just now you mentioned like, okay, BTO renovation cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Actually not true, no.
Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Some resale flat, right? It's already done and it's so nice and it's
Uh-uh.
only 5 years old,
Uh-huh.
and then you like every part of the house, then you don't have to spend even a single cent.
That's
Then when you buy that
true.
house, right, you just use like what? Your cash, maybe if you get a good agent, the cash, instead of 5,000, right, you can just use $1,000 of your cash. The rest will be CPF and your loan and your grant. So can you imagine buying a resale flat where come out from your pocket, right, it's only $1,000. Yeah, that's doable, right?
Really?
Yeah, but of course, there is the agency fees lah, right, that you
Okay.
have to pay us lah. So that's where most of us help you to save money. Like we help you save money, but of course the agency fees you've got to pay that one, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's but in the net effect is that you save more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question I want to ask is, apa alamak terlupa lah. Oh, but then wouldn't it be like if let's say a house is nicely renovated,
Yeah.
isn't it typical that the house is much more expensive?
Or the COV thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's where again, um,
I thought there's so many schemes that you don't know about,
Yeah, yeah.
so many tactics.
Okay,
anyway.
what is COV? COV means, right,
Cash on
okay, let's
value.
say, yeah, you like this 4-room flat in Punggol, for instance, then the price is actually, the owner wants to sell it to you at 565, example.
Okay.
Then you already put the down payment,
Okay.
the first down payment 1,000, and then you do your valuation, okay? Your agent help you do the valuation. Then the valuation, right? So you bought 565,
Okay.
but the valuation came out to be 550. So 565 minus 550, right, is 15K.
Yes.
So that 15K is the COV, which means you have to come out from your own pocket $15,000 and pay HDB, which of course, you wouldn't want, right? Right, that 15K, you rather like use it for reno or just not use it at all,
Sorry,
right?
this is me selling or me buying?
You buying.
Okay, buying.
Yeah, again, so you like a house.
Okay.
The price is 565,
Okay.
but the valuation come out to be 550.
Okay.
So 565 minus 550, 15,000. So to
Yes.
proceed with this purchase, you need to have 15,000 cash.
Why I must pay?
Because you like the house and the house is 565.
No, but isn't like macam from what I understand is that, let's say the 565 amount is what the seller has set.
Yeah, and then
So
you
they-
agreed.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 565. I mean, already negotiated lah. Maybe the seller wanted 585.
Okay.
But then after negotiation and all that, agree, okay, sell at 565.
Okay.
But then after that, you do valuation because buyer must do the valuation. Then the buyer do valuation. The valuation came out to be 550.
Okay.
Meaning, right, even though both buyer and seller agreed to buy 565, right?
Yes.
HDB deems this house to be only 550.
Right.
So in order for you to proceed to buy this house, you've got to pay that 15,000 cash over the valuation.
Right.
Because the valuation 550. Yeah, so this is what most first time buyers fear lah.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to spend so much money
Yeah.
on the house and reno
Yeah.
and all that, right? So what I'm saying is that there are houses where very nicely renovated or minimal renovation needs to be done. You can do it yourself, paint yourself, buy things from IKEA and touch up a bit, right? And yet there isn't any of this cash over valuation. That one
Right.
you have to find very
Very good
trusted agents. Yes.
Macam orang di sebelah.
Inshallah, my team and
Inshallah.
I, yes.
Inshallah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So, what are some of the key factors that we should consider when buying a house? I mean, like, I think your first story is about this couple who bought house near their parents, and everybody sees it as like, okay, this is a scheme that we must take advantage of lah. But sadly, in their part, it's a loss for them. So, what are some of the key factors that we should think of critically before actually signing up for a house?
Okay, so this parenthood housing grant thing, right, is a good thing. When I give the example, right, it's not like saying that you shouldn't just focus on buying a house near your parents.
Yep.
You still can buy a house near your parents. It's just that you need to make sure that house, right, would serve you well for the next 5 years, and wouldn't make you end up suffering from a loss, right? So the criteria, one of the many criteria would be the age of the flat lah. Yeah,
Right.
don't buy an old property. And then number 2, the location. Sometimes slightly older means like maybe 10 years old, but the location is very good, like just in front of the MRT station, right? Or just in front of a very strategic or very near a good school. Yeah, so all this the price points would be in a way protected for it, but at the end of the day, right, it's the government's role, right, to make sure houses remain affordable for Singaporeans, right? Yeah, so HDB flats, right, it's very hard for you to like really think of profiting from it if not because of like the pandemic that the prices suddenly jump up, right? And then now the government came out with cooling measures to make sure the prices go down again. But Singaporeans, there are just some who are like able to pay, you know, a lot of COV and all that, and that's why you see prices like, you know, still on the high. But yeah, in a nutshell, number one, back to your question, location, right? And then the age of the flat, amongst many other factors lah. Yeah, and also of course the thorough calculations. This is where we help you to plan
Yeah, it's
properly.
really, I think from this podcast, all I think about is really sometimes agents are not just it for your money lah. They really are there to help you, and like especially those who are consulting. Sorry,
Yeah,
I have been a bit skeptical because kadang-kadang macam like there are some agents that you come across and then they're a bit pushy and like they don't seem very friendly, kan? But there are also others on the bright side that are all just about helping you calculate and helping you macam widen your options and
Yeah.
help you see further than your next house, for example.
Yeah, actually, this thing, right, I do tell my teammates as well lah. You know, if you're just like, you know, focus on the commission, right, it would actually not do you well. It would eat you up subsequently,
Yeah,
I feel.
correct.
Yeah, and I mean, how can you sleep well at night knowing that, right? Option A and option B, right? You know that option A is a better option for your client, right? But you chose to influence your client to go for option B, right?
Yeah.
Just because of the commission. Yeah, and this part I really have to bring in this thing that I'm being reminded lah. You know, my teacher always remind me that you wouldn't want to be questioned, you know, in your on your deathbed, and because of that you're like tortured to the max, because of not being true to,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, so
mm-mm.
we yeah.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so on to, you know, like I said, macam within this age, kan, 20 to 30 years old, we're looking for houses. And, you know, for some people like me who is single but is still worried about getting a house in the future, you know, like I sometimes question like how do my friends get a house? How do they have their life together and everything and like actually manage to get a BTO? And some of them are just like 1 year older than me. So macam how do I financially prepare myself to reach that level or at least macam start on my housing journey?
Okay. I guess, I don't know, don't spend too much on the wedding.
Yes.
Don't spend too much on the wedding, oh.
That's true.
Right, because
yeah.
I think weddings take a lot of the finances away, right?
yes.
Like there's this just
Mak-mak, bapak-bapak dengar ya.
yeah. But some people, their wedding sponsored, parents sponsor,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you need to have some avenue here and there.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, because this newlywed couple they told me just recently, I just met them 2 weeks ago. They were saying that all their money all go to the wedding, and then they're still like trying to build up their resources, and luckily still can stay at their mother's house. Yeah, so I think save up, but save for the house more than the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, wedding just one day, right? And then after that, okay, make it a meaningful one within your means. Then after that, yeah, think of the more important.
Yeah. But to be more specific, right? Macam how much do I have to have in my CPF or in my bank to make sure like, okay, I'm ready to take on this next time in life with my spouse?
Okay, so that one, right, again, it goes back to the components of what you need, right, to buy a house, right? You need cash, minimum amount of cash, right? I think the registration $10.
Okay.
Then after that,
Registration $10.
yeah, and then after that, like, you know, the down payment, right? So the loan, right, you can actually use up to like 80% of the purchase, right?
Okay.
So where does the 20% come from then, right? So the 20% is where the CPF is lah, right?
Okay.
So again, the components are cash, CPF, loan. If you buy,
Cash,
yeah,
CPF. Sorry, I'm taking notes.
okay. So cute. Yeah, I can WhatsApp you.
Oh.
Then in my social media also I got like everything there. Okay,
Uh-huh,
and then HDB website also very nice charts and all that.
Okay,
Okay, so
okay.
you all check it out.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a spouse, so I haven't prepared. This is my preparation.
Okay. May you get a pious spouse and one that has
Inshallah.
all the
Amin, ya Allah, amin.
finances all ready for you. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
cash,
CPF, loan.
loan. Yeah, right. Some people don't need loan, because like parents
Sponsor,
sponsor.
let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so cash, CPF loan, and then the grants if it's a resale flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all this must total up to the price of the house, lah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So let's say if the house is 500,000, for example,
Yeah.
house 500,000 minus the grants that you have, the different grants, and then minus CPF first.
Yeah.
So your combined CPF with you and your spouse,
Correct.
and then there's a system there's a HLE or
Yeah.
HF
HFE.
that
Yeah.
determines how much loan you can get
Correct.
out of according to your salary,
Yeah, and your age.
and then the remaining amount is supposed to be provided by cash.
Yeah, correct.
I'm a
Yeah.
pro.
So for resale flat, right?
Uh-huh.
Actually 5,000 is the maximum. No, is the 5,000 constitutes the minimum cash where you have to like two parts of a booking fee, like it's called option and exercise fee. So the option is $1 to 1,000,
Okay.
and then the other one is $1 to 4,000. So total up is 5,000. So this is a part where from time to time, a lot of my first time buyers, I managed to get them to save money. Like instead of 5,000 they fully utilize for the option and exercise, right? They only use like 1,000 or 500. Yeah, so they have a lot more to use for the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is power of negotiation. So this one is
Oh.
like
That one the agent can do last
Yeah.
professionally.
Correct.
Okay, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I think one of the things that you also mentioned is that the reason you got into property agent field is because a lot of people are making common mistakes. And like those common mistakes are, for example,
Yeah, like the very first case study that I shared with you in the start of this podcast, and that was when the couple.
location,
Yeah, look age of the flat.
age of the flat.
Yeah. So because they call it lease decay. Right,
Okay.
lease decay means as the flat gets older, right, the value also goes lower and lower. Yeah, now we are at an exceptional stage where because of COVID, right,
Right.
the prices actually plummeted. Yeah, and that's the reason why the government came up with cooling measures to make it, stabilize again, and we are seeing the effects.
What is
Yeah.
the macam the good age of the flat when you make a purchase? Obviously, I
Yeah.
think 99 years is the maximum, right?
Yeah, correct.
So what
Yeah.
age of the flat is like macam, okay, this is safe for me to buy?
Okay, it's newly MOP flat, which is 5 years old, because it's
Oh,
still
okay.
new.
Yeah.
And then even if you sell it as the second owner of the house, it's still within
10 years.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
15
at the
years.
10th year. Yeah, 10 to 15 year.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
But of
okay.
course, you buy newly MOP flat, it will be more expensive lah. And that's where the grants will help you. Yeah, but you see, you rather buy a house where you know that the value would still be somewhat, protected for a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
not protected, but when you sell, it's still relatively new compared to a house that is like, really, really getting much older, right? When
Yeah.
you sell, then yeah. But then again, I need to disqualify myself also. Location is very important. Like maybe, right, you buy a newly MOP house, very new, but it's so far from the train station. So that's
Not even matured yet, the area.
correct. Yeah, then then
So
it will be a
all you need to
different-
do is look at the map, look at the Thompson line, which one is building, pick, go and pin there.
Yeah, I
Something
mean,
like that.
that's one of the many things that you can actually look into lah. Yeah.
Think ahead
Yeah.
with the government. It's cosplay.
Actually, true.
Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I
yeah.
just discovered something new.
You're interested to be property agent, is it?
I don't know. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So I think this has been a really insightful session. I'm so happy I
I
covered
hope.
all of my questions
Okay.
with Miss Rosie. Why are you watching this?
No, I hope so. I said,
Yeah.
yeah, because I think, a lot of things to share lah. But I just, go with your flow.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. But for first time buyers, really lah, you must sit down with someone. You trust, and that someone would be able to like really, share with you, okay, this is what happens, your first house is going to be like this, so what's next, and so on and so forth lah. Yeah, cannot just focus on the first house, must focus already end in mind.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think I used to be that person who's like, okay, once I find my house, it's gonna be my forever house. Tak boleh lah. Guys, tak boleh, guys.
Not say tak boleh lah, but you need to reconsider that.
When you can grow, you grow. Can. Okay. Alright, so thank you so much for watching this episode. Before that, I want to take this opportunity to invite Kak Rozi to share with us your links, or like where can we find you?
Oh, okay. On Instagram is Rozi Faith .properties, ROZIFAITH .properties, or you can just WhatsApp me or call me at 81001525. Yeah, do check out as well my team's IG. It's called Stella Real Estate. Yeah, we have young people like yourselves, and you can also hear from them.
Wow,
Yeah.
they also have a podcast, guys, for you to listen to.
Correct.
Very
yeah.
cute. I love
Yeah,
it.
but not as frequent as you guys lah. Yeah, because we are always out there running on the business, right? Yeah.
Faham. All right, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. We'll put all the links below in the description box. For those of you who are watching online, offline, on Spotify, thank you for listening in. In the meantime, thank you everyone for watching this episode and listening to this episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
Alright guys, thanks for listening. So we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to give us a shout out on anchor.fm/the Halal Travel Podcast. Your voice message could be featured in our next episode.
Yep, and if you have any advertising and collaboration opportunities, contact us at info@halaltrip.com. That's info@halaltrip.com.
Also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Halaltrip. We're also now on Telegram and TikTok. Until next time, get inspired, go and inspire others.